Okay. Lemon, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you too. I mean, we are concerned about you.
Okay. My network good?
Yes, your network is perfect. I'm getting it clear.
All right.
Is so wait, let me try and settle one or two things first. All right, we can just be a little bit patient and while we wait other people to join. So Limo, tell me, uh how was yesterday from your own experience? You know, whenever I had the time to interact after the session.
They're rainy anymore, so I have it but without taking attention.
Okay,
I'm looking at there right now, so I have to sit outside. That's more rain.
okay. Thanks. Hey, that's not bad, but I believe the little time you were, listening, you grabbed something. That's one of the most important thing. But trust me, today you're going to be so interactive, and we have great
Okay.
speakers. Yeah, we have great speakers in the house. You know, I can't wait to tap into that
I,
glory.
yeah. You can really, yeah, Angie and Bernice.
Yes, those two people are fire.
um, learning new things to do.
Yeah, Miss Adeline is already set, ready. She's only waiting for order.
Around there,
Uh, Miss Ad Miss Adeline at her place, and we are live.
okay. Okay.
Okay, Miss Fit Brown, you are welcome, and Miss Adeline is already online. Demo and to our boss, our hardworking CEO, we say you are all welcome. Let us
Thank
all
you.
be a bit patient as the other join. Or Miss Bernice Peterson, you are highly welcome. Glad to have you here. I told you guys the house is going to be on fire tonight. So there, while we await the other people to join, Miss Samarda Bernice Peterson, how was your day, ma'am? Well, I guess you are talking about your mic is muted. If you want to talk, you can unmute your mic. Sorry, am I the only person finding it difficult to hear you?
You still not getting me?
Okay, now I can hear you clear. Yeah, so how's your end? I mean, how's life on that side?
Okay.
Let's go get that. Let us patient. We have just few minutes to keep. Oh my God, sorry, I was muted. Okay, so other line, please mute. Okay. So good day, everyone, and welcome once again to day 2 of the Youth Teaching Youth Conference, proudly hosted by I Have Vision. My name is Jerry Gito, and I'm honored to serve as your host for today's session. Yesterday was truly exciting, engaging, and impactful. We witnessed inspiring discussion, valuable lesson was learned, and a meaningful participation for young people committed to creating positive change in their community. Thank you all for making our first day a success. Please note that we have 2 speakers for today's session that will be presenting. As we continue today, I encourage everyone to remain engaged, ask a question, share your thoughts, and just a reminder that attendance sheet will be dropped at the end of today's section. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our first speaker for today's session. Our speaker is no other but Miss Samreda Bernice G. Peterson, a passionate young gender-based violence advocate who once served as a brand ambassador for Monrovia, Liberia. Bernice is committed to promoting the right, safety, and youth empowerment of women and girls through Liberia. She once served as a cashier at the Maru Chicken and the Bolivar Palace in Monrovia, as a brand ambassador for ICEL company. Her dedication to personal and professional development reflect in her certification in gender-based violence, human rights, gender equality, leadership, leadership and web development, QuickBook, and basic life training support. Through her advocacy and community engagement effort, she continued to champion the safe, inclusive, and equitable space for women, girls, and vulnerable population. Today, she will be sharing her knowledge, her experience with us, and I am confident that her presentation will inspire, educate us all today. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please join me. Let us all welcome Miss Samreda Bernice G. Peterson. Mrs. Peterson, you are highly welcome, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joe. And I'm honored to serve. I'm grateful. Grateful. Can you please share the screen?
Yeah, yeah. Just give me a second. Sorry, I think there was a little slight miscommunication. So can you give me permission, because instead of I being the one, we make you the host. So just can you give me the permission?
I'm
Just
not
one.
getting you.
Can you grant me the permission? I think
Yeah.
that was, yeah, please do. There was a Slack miscommunication. You we make the host for this event instead of me, so I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Just a minute, please. I believe today you are ready for us. Yeah, I can't just wait. I can't wait to that. I know. I mean, I'm a testimony of your work, and so I won't be surprised today if I go in with my new pod. Everything is filled. You know. Okay, just a second, and we will have you all set. Can you see my screen?
You should. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Here we go. All right. So,
Okay.
Mrs. Peterson, here we go.
So I'm grateful for the opportunity given by the I Have Vision to share my knowledge. Hope everyone is hearing me. Am I
Yeah,
audible?
very loud and clear.
Okay. Next slide, please. Learning objective. So for the learning objective, we have gender-based violence. What is gender-based violence? Types of gender-based violence. Why does gender-based violence happen? And what can we do to prevent gender-based violence? Next, please. So I thought it was to break these three words into different sections that everyone can understand them. So the definition of gender, the base, and alongside with the violence. So gender refers to socially constructed roles and identities that society consider appropriate for men or women. Any constructive role that society consider comfortable being male or female can be referred to as gender. And the base is the fundamentally bottom supporting part of the fundamental principle of a system, which means the root or the beginning of something. And violence is an intentional use of physical force or power, whether threatened or actual against oneself, another person, or a community. Any means, be it physical force, be it threatening, any means of intentionally doing something is known as violence. Next, please. I hope I'm audible.
Yes,
So,
please.
okay. So what is gender-based violence? So we have already learned gender, definition, base definition, and the violence definition. So we have combined all three together to know the full definition. So gender-based violence is any harmful act done to someone based on their gender, be it by fighting or damaging their psychological, mental health, any means harmful act done to someone because of their gender, be it male or female. And the most important thing is that it is not about power, it is about power and control, not just anger, right? So this gender-based violence thing, it's not just about anger, you getting angry, but mostly it's about power and control. You thinking that you have power more than this person, so that means you have to go for this person, or you can control somebody. You are willing to go for them. So gender-based violence is not basically about anger, but it's about power and control. Next, please. So we have the types of gender-based violence. So I thought it was to list 5 types of gender-based violence. So we have the physical, which have to do with hitting, slapping, or burning. Sexual, which have to do with rape, harassment, forced forced marriage. And the emotional or psychological, which have to do with insult, threats, or isolation. And economics, denying money, work, or property. And harmful tradition, practices like FGM or child marriage. So let's dive into physical gender-based violence. So, physical gender-based violence is any harmful practice, harmful physical act committed against a person based on socially ascribed gender differences. Like I said earlier, slapping, hitting, any physical thing, anything that we can see with our eyes, physically committed against a person based on socially ascribed gender differences, it have to do with physical gender-based violence. And the key characteristics, the victims. So this form of violence can affect anyone regardless of gender. But take into consideration that women and girls face more threats. For a common scenario now, right? You will see a boy and a girl will get into a fight, and that particular boy have a strength more than the girl, and she will be the victim of it. So most of these cases for the physical gender-based violence, you will notice that the girls face more threats to it. And we have psychological trauma. Survivors often endure long-lasting depression and anxiety because seeing that scar, seeing that bruise on you always remind you of that incident. So it will take you a longer time to heal. You will go through depression and anxiety, and it will try and play with your mental health. Next, please. So let's talk about the sexual. Sexual gender-based violence is any act perpetrated against a person's will, rooted in unequal power dynamics, gender norms, and discrimination. Any harmful act perpetrated against a person, whether raped, whether forced marriage, or whatever, is known as sexual gender-based violence and rooted in an unequal power dynamics, gender norms, and discrimination. Be it you are trying to discriminate a person that this is a male or a female, it has to do with sexual gender-based violence. Next, please. So we have emotional or psychological gender-based violence. So it involves the coercive control, manipulation, and verbal aggression intended to assert power, humiliate, or isolate a victim. So you will notice in this case, they will try to manipulate the victim or try to play with their mental health by making them shame or doing something to them that will cause them to isolate themselves or go through a long-lasting trauma. So it is a pervasive human rights violation that severely damages a survivor's self-worth, cognitive functions, and overall mental well-being. So it will mean it will destroy their self-esteem. They will be like, I can't do this anymore because what? They are always going through that emotional or psychological problem. Most often, you are manipulating them, shaming them. In most cases, bringing a lot of story, or like maybe you know that this girl was one raped or this boy was one sodomized. You are always bringing that same topic out, so it will lead to emotional or psychological problem, and it's not good. Yes, please. So no. Economic. So economic gender-based violence, it refers to an act of control, exploitation, or sabotage that restricts an individual's ability to acquire, use, and maintain economic resources. It is a oppressive tool used by perpetrators to foster financial dependency and prevent victims from escaping abusive relationships. Like using cash violence against a person or trying to manipulate the person to keep them in a abusive relationship because they are from a poor background, or you guys are in a relationship and they are not financially stable. You are telling them that since I can give you this cash, I will have to beat on you, and you won't tell anybody. You are afraid to tell anybody because what? You are not financially stable. And that's one of the main harmful practices of gender-based violence. Yes, please. Harmful tradition practices. They are deeply ingrained culture or religion customs that violate human rights and drive gender-based violence. Like the FGM, right? Or we call them a culture, we say that it is a culture in our country or in most countries, but it is an harmful practices, and it shouldn't be a culture because doing something forcefully against the child will is not a culture, that's a harm. And that's gender-based violence, and it should never be done that way. Taking a child forcefully to practice FGM should be put to stop. Like child marriage, you forcing the child to get married at a very, very early age, telling them that because it is a tradition in this family, we get married at this age. So you have to continue the lineage. You will have to get married at 10. That's harmful practice. Why should we practice it? We should put stop to it, and let's please focus on better things. Let's please. Yes. Please bring it down a bit. No. You go up. Why does gender-based violence happen? Yeah. You should go down some more. So why does gender-based violence happen? Why does gender-based violence happen in our country? Why does gender-based violence happen in our community? Why does gender-based violence happen in our home? So gender-based violence happens primarily because of deep-rooted gender equity and systemic power imbalances between men and women. It is both a cause and a consequence of discrimination perpetrated by harmful social norms and structures that seek to maintain male dominance and control. So gender-based violence happens mostly because of gender equity, discrimination, or dominance of men. Wherein, let me give a quick scenario, right? During those days, right, we had our forefathers have this perception that women are meant to be at home, to born children, to clean home, to cook. Women don't break barrier. Women can't become a surgeon. Women can't become a medical doctor. Women can't become a lawyer. They have that mindset that when women try to break that barrier, they will be higher than them. So whenever females want to break those barriers, you will notice that to resolve that issue, they will have to beat on that women or raise a form of violence. And they will say women supposed to be below them, not above them. Women are only there to born babies. And I'm grateful that many people are erasing that perspective or narrative right now, and I'm grateful for that. Let me see. So let's normalize violence. In many societies, violence is acceptable as a standard way to resolve conflict or enforce discipline. In many homes, in many communities, in many countries, the only standard way to resolve conflict or discipline by violence, by beating on somebody, by raising up a fight, they see it as a way of resolving something. And it shouldn't be done that way. There's another way that can be done. There's another route. Violence is not the only way to resolve an issue. So when perpetrators face few social or legal consequences, the behavior is reinforced because whenever they raise up that violence after that incident, the next day they will still reinforce it. So there's a better way to normalize violence. Economic and social stress, like financial distress. Don't carry it too up. Please come down a bit. Yeah. Down. Oh, Sherry. No. Yeah, brother. Yeah. So economic and social stress and social distress, lack of economic independence and poverty can exhibit tensions in relationship and make it difficult for a victim to leave abusive relationship. Same thing I was saying, right? Economic lack of finance. Lack of finance can make people stay in abusive relationship, abusive marriage, or in the name of they are not independent. So they will have to stay there. They will have to stay there, endure that pain, even if it costs for death to do them apart. They will stay in there and remain quiet. And it shouldn't be done that way. We can't fight gender-based violence with you as a victim staying in silence. You have to come out and speak your mind and break those barriers, because gender-based violence is not just one person thing, right? It's everyone thing. So if you are staying in that relationship or whatever because of financial distress or afraid that the poverty rate is too high, so you will remain quiet, I'm here to say, please do not stay there, right? Next, please. Please bring it down soon, the topic up. Yeah. Down. Yeah. So, down. Yes, it's okay. So, what can we do to prevent gender-based violence? What can we, as an individual, as a community, as a country, as a team, what can we do? What are these things that we can do to prevent this gender-based violence? Because every day, one way or another, we experience this gender-based violence, and it's becoming so much unbecoming that even ourselves, we are fed up with it. So since we are fed up with it, so what can we do? What are some of the things that we can do to prevent this gender-based violence? First thing first, education and awareness. We should teach consent and respect by raising education, by going into their various villages, there are various communities, to teach these people about gender-based violence will be the best way ever. Teaching them that gender-based violence is not cultural. It's not cultural. Telling them that it is a crime. It is not cultural. So we should implement a comprehensive age, like appropriate education program in schools that focuses down small. Yeah. That focuses on healthy relationships, gender equity, and the concept of consent. So we should teach the children in school about gender-based violence. talk to those couples to maintain a healthy relationship. Explain to people about gender equity, that what men can do, women can also do that. Women are breaking barriers. Women are making headways. And changing the narrative. So challenges and stereotypes. So we should actively identify and push back against racial gender role, like sexism and victim blaming attitudes within your own social cycle. So you should try to identify some of the key things in your cycle. Whenever you are seeing it, try to identify it and work on it. Be it in your community, be it in your cycle, be it on your campus, try to identify it. Yes, please. Okay. So community and individual action. So we should engage men and boys. Engaging men and boys have to do with we're telling them that this gender-based violence thing, the way we can prevent it is everyone thing, because mostly some of these boys, children, they contribute mostly to this gender-based violence thing. So in order for us to prevent it, they must get actively involved into it in order to put stop to this gender-based violence thing. So we should promote a healthy concept of masculinity that do not rely on aggression or control. Men and boys must be active allies in preventing violence. They should intervene safely if it is safe to do so. Like boys should always intervene. Whenever there's a need to do so, they should intervene. And they should de-escalate or call an appropriate or call out inappropriate abusive behavior. Whenever they notice that maybe their friend is doing an inappropriate behavior in a community or to someone's child and it is not right, they should call out. They shouldn't keep silent and say, okay, that's my brother, that's my friend, that's my sister's son. They shouldn't keep silent. And we should always report threats of violence to appropriate authorities. Always, no matter what, be it a small threat, we should always try to report them, because these small things matters. When it starts big, at the end of the day, if it starts small, I mean, at the end of the day, it will escalate, it will turn bigger. So we should start it from down there. So empowerment and support system. We should promote economic independence. We should support programs that provide women and girls with safe space, quality education, and economic empowerment. We should support and promote economic independence, that no woman will be stuck in that abusive relationship or abusive marriage, or no girl child will be stuck in it because, okay, this is my uncle, he's always giving me money, so whenever he give me money, he will scratch my boobs or scratch my butt, and I will remain silent because he giving me money. No, we should promote an economic independence system. We should support women and girls, or even boys as well. Maybe because Uncle John Brown is giving me $100. So whenever he call me in the room, I should allow him to sodomize me. I should keep quiet only because I don't have money. We should always try back. Please go back. Yes, to support programs that provide women and girls with safe space. Always make sure that women and girls are safe, because in this case, mostly women and girls are highly affected in this gender-based violence, and we should give them quality education and economic empowerment, creating businesses for them that they will be dependent and not be relying on somebody and remain mute. Next. So policy and justice, enforce law. So these are the things that we can do to prevent gender-based violence. So when we advocate for the strict implementation of protective legislation and ensure law enforcement and the justice system are adequately trained to be handle cases of gender-based violence without biases. So whenever gender-based violence happen, we should take it to the law, and there should be an implementation. There should be a punishment to it. It shouldn't just slide under the table, or if If you are taking it to the law, do not take that gender-based violence case beyond the house. Say, okay, it is a family thing. We will talk a family way. We will discuss this family way. It should not be done that way. We should take it to the law, and there should be a consequence attached to everything. So action, we should support the development of strict action plan within workplaces, school, public spaces that hold perpetrator accountable and offer clear support guidelines. Yes, that's. So this is my parting statement. Every time we ignore or slap, excuse or rape, or laugh at a sexist joke, we teach the next generation that abuse is normal. But abuse is not a normal thing. It is not even a culture. It is a serious crime. And we all know that the law is very, very clear. And the pain is real. That trauma is real. And the power to change all of this is right in our hands, in this room, in this country, in this community. Let us please help and fight against gender-based violence. Thank you ever so much. Very good. Question and answer.
No, we won't take a question for now. So we will just allow the second presenter to present. Then after we'll have the participant to ask questions. So let us just give the second speaker the chance to present to us. Thank you,
You are
ma'am.
not audible, sir. I wasn't getting what the guy was saying. Question and answer. Anyone? So since nobody want to ask question, can I ask? Okay.
So good.
Let me see this live chatting. Question is okay. Okay. Oh my God. Uh,
Can you hear me? This is Bernice. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
I'm hearing you.
Okay. Well, I just want to appreciate you for that brilliant presentation. We are going to go ahead and move into the question and answer. We do have a couple questions in the chat room too as well. So if you want to take a look at those questions, I see Sarah here has a question for you. She said, should gender-based violence be prevented by women only? If not, how can men or boys get actively involved in preventing gender-based violence? If you want to take that question first.
Okay, so Sarah, thank you for asking that brilliant question. So gender-based violence shouldn't be prevented by women only. It should be prevented by boys. So this progression by but always stay on the safe lane in the sense that they should always be on the alert. They should always know that, okay, so in most cases, right, this case happen mostly for women, but they should always be on the alert that they are at higher risks. And being at higher risk, maybe for a job or for a position, they can use that gender-based violence against them. So by preventing this gender-based violence is always getting your key conscious, understanding all the basic thing, and then so on. I don't know if I answered your question correctly.
Sarah, are you on the call? Was that the answers that you were looking for? You can kindly unmute, Sarah, if you're here and you want to elaborate a little bit more. We'll give you the opportunity to do so. But thank you for your response, says Bernice. That was brilliant. Anybody else with questions? Sarah, if you have. I think Sarah's had.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. A big thanks to the presenter. She did well. My question is, how can one identify gender-based violence? I'm not talking because, I'm not talking about the physical one because some people can be abused, but not physically. Yeah, how can you identify gender-based violence and how can one master the courage to talk about it?
I think you're muted. You're muted. Can't hear you.
I said my question before muting. I don't know if she hear me. I said, you get me? Hello?
Yes, can you hear?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
How can someone identify gender-based violence?
Right,
Yeah, especially the one that are not physical.
right. Yeah, sis Bernice, I think you can unmute and then you can respond if you can. You're muted. You're muted.
Okay. You hear
Miss
me now?
Bernice, yes, I think it's much better now. We can
So,
hear you.
you can identify this gender-based violence first by discrimination, right? So whenever you are discriminated or they are trying to discriminate you, okay, so because you are a male, you cannot do this, or you are a female, you cannot do this. That's the first root of gender-based violence. So whenever they are trying to discriminate, say this is a male thing and this is a female thing. So that's the first identification of gender-based violence, ma'am. Discrimination. Hello? I don't know. I'm sitting here doing. You get me? Only if I clear it.
Yeah,
Okay.
she got you.
Yeah, I got your answer. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
We have
So
somebody hand up. iPhone. Okay, I think Jerry is
yeah,
back. So we have another person hand up, and then I'll turn it over to Jerry. Thank you.
thank you, guys, for stepping in. So yeah, iPhone, can you unmute? Okay.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
hello, we
I'm
can hear
here.
you.
I have a question actually. Um, when you was presenting, you said gender gender-based violence can be prevented, or gender-based violence is where probably you go to apply for a job and
I'm
then
not getting you.
hello, you getting me now?
Yes, I'm getting you.
When you was answering the question, you said gender-based violence or gender equality could be you go to apply for a job and then the person is saying before you get this job they have to sleep with you. But I know that gender based or gender equality has to do with probably when a person is in a situation where they don't want to be, being raped, being abused physically, but
Or
you apply
harass.
up, yes, being harassed, right? But you applying for a job and then probably there are people who do those things willingly. So I feel like you can just say, oh, this person is applying for a job. Though at times people apply for a job and then they get the person will say, I will give you this job under these circumstances, but there are people that do it willingly, right? So gender-based violence should be about people that are being abused, people that are being abused both physically and mentally.
Okay, your
That's
point
good.
is noted.
That's
Uh,
good.
okay, so we will just answer a few more questions. And remember,
What
we
can
have
we
the speaker for our section. So if you have your question, please.
So we have
All
two
right.
questions here. Let me answer this person. What can one do to stop gender-based violence?
Yeah, sure.
Is Evenix, Evenix X. So by carrying on, one can stop gender-based violence by carrying on educational awareness by teaching people about gender-based violence and its implications and doing some community outreach. So, and there's another person, how only a foundation of boys not being at high risk of gender-based violence. I can teach that for a child. So that is some of gender-based violence. So, how can one teach their boy child? Let me reply to the how some So how can one teach their boy child to notice some sign of gender-based violence, right? So let me give a scenario, right? So you have a child, right? And then you notice that there's this other person in this community always calling on the child, your boy child, and then telling them all kinds of things that they aren't supposed to hear, telling them to do some things as a child that they aren't supposed to do. And you are seeing some of this so you have to tell them that okay, whenever this person call you and tell you to do this inappropriate thing, do not do it because it's the sign of gender-based violence.
Okay. So any other person has a question, please, you can raise your hands or you can just step it in. While we await, if any other question, one thing I really do admire about this presentation is that it's really highlight on human right perspective, that highlight that gender-based violence, whether physical, psychological, economic, or traditional, is perceived that human right violation that must be addressed. I mean, from all perspective, it should be addressed. So it's one of the things that really grabbed my attention, and I already feel like we should look at that direction. And while we are waiting, I think Limo has a hands up. So yeah, Limo, the floor is all yours.
Okay, so thank you for Bernice for presenting on this very important topic. I want to ask a question pertaining to we young women. Like usually a man will take a ladies out, maybe on what he will offer you for that day, and he
Mom,
want
please be
to.
clear.
Hello,
Yes,
you hearing me now?
yes.
Okay, I said maybe your guy and you have a date to go out, but then your whole thinking is only going for a casual date. Yeah, so in the casual date, you wear something, maybe the one you feel comfortable in, like something transparent to feel, relaxed in. And then after the date, and he try touching you inappropriate, but then he want to blame you for what you wear. Yes, was inappropriate because he touched you and then you raise argument like it's inappropriate. But then you want to turn it back like why we are not touch you because you wear something that is inappropriate, like enticing. So within that situation, do you think you are to be blamed on the man?
So that's why we said men and boys should get involved in preventing gender-based violence, right? Because if you as a lady wear something inappropriate, they should be the one telling you that, okay, this is not appropriate for you, it's inappropriate, but they shouldn't be the one harassing you sexually. That's why we emphasize that in order to prevent gender-based violence, men and boys
I'm
should
not
be.
getting you, my love, bad, yeah.
I
Mm.
said, Limu, you getting me?
Yeah, Bernice, my love, too
Yes,
bad.
you getting me now?
So yes, Miss Bernice, we are hearing you. I think Adeline is facing
Limu?
network issue. Limo, sorry, she's facing network issue, so
Yeah,
we
I'm
will.
hearing you, Bernice.
So I'm saying that's why we said in order to prevent this whole gender-based violence thing, mostly men and boys should be actively involved. Because if they are actively involved, even seeing you wearing something inappropriate, it will not move them. Because when they are actively involved, they want to prevent it. They don't want to escalate it, this whole gender-based violence thing. So men and boys should please be actively involved in it. I don't know if you get me. Dimu? Hello? Timmy saying hello, get off.
Okay, so Miss Peterson, thank you, and I think Miss Limon B Jala is facing a little issue with a network.
Yeah,
So
Dimu
we will
network.
just grab the last question, and then we can have our speaker. And before we go further, please don't forget, guys, that the registration form will be dropped at the end of today's session so that you can make sure that you have your name on it. I think Limo is gone now. So, all right. So if we don't have any more questions from the audience, I will give Miss Bernice Peterson the opportunity to give us her department statement. And don't forget that you can also follow her through her Facebook, her Instagram, and her LinkedIn. And she would definitely share it. And then you who need it, we will share it with you guys. So you can
I
follow her
wasn't
to
getting
see the
you
work.
just now.
So that was saying that those who want to follow you, like you can share in your social media handle, including your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your TikTok, and your Instagram, so that others can follow you and see the work you are doing. So we will give you the floor to give us your pattern statement.
Okay. So I'm grateful again for the opportunity given to use your platform to share knowledge. And I would like to say that gender-based violence is not a woman thing. It's everyone thing. So let us please reach out this message that gender-based violence is a crime and we should put stop to it as an individual and as a team. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bernice Peterson, for that powerful presentation. Gender-based violence is not just a woman thing, but it's everybody concerned. I mean, everybody business. So we should all get involved and report whenever we see such act. That was powerful. And please don't go away, stick around because we have another powerful section that is coming up. And this one is one of our own. And just as this one was so powerful and interactive, trust me, you're going to love this and you're going to learn a lot from this one as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would love to welcome our second speaker for today's session. It's no other but our own product. That is Miss Adeline Angie Freeman, who is a student at the African United Methodist University. She's studying psychology, majoring and minor in business administration. She is very hardworking and ambitious when it comes to individual who focus on education throughout her entire life. Miss Angie Freeman have committed to improving herself and making a positive impact in communities. Myself, I have, enjoyed her working with people and learning new skills. She is particularly interested in leadership, seminar like this, and community services, serving in roles such as assistant secretary, and has helped many people develop their career. Miss Adeline G. Freeman is a team player and who believe in future goal to continue her education, build a successful career, and contribute to a meaningful society. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me let us welcome our own product, our Mama G of our time, Miss Angie G. Freeman. You are highly welcome.
Thank you, Jerry, for that. Thank you, everyone, and welcome. Hello, how are you? Morning, good evening from wherever you are watching from.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jerry, please put my Slack on.
Yes, can you see the screen?
Yeah, can you make it a bit wider so I can see because it's kind of small?
Hope this is okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jerry, go ahead and click
Gender
slide
based. So I'm gonna
show
be
at the top. I think they are having some internet issue here. We're just going to give them a couple of seconds here. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, can you just let me know?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Okay, so while we yeah, while we wait around for them, and we still do have Miss Bernice here with us, we are going to give you guys the opportunity to engage her while what's her name? Adeline gets back on because she's having some technical issues in the back. So those of you guys who want to ask questions, I know you guys have some, important questions that you would like to lay it out. So if you want to ask Miss Bernice some more questions, we'll give you guys the opportunity. I see Jeff is on. I like your glasses. It's really nice. If you guys want to chip in with some questions about GBV, she would be more than welcome to help you guys. So anybody want to ask questions, just let us know. Raise your hand up, please. Okay, so I see they're back. I see Adeline is back. Waiting on what's his name, Jerry, to come back on, and then we should be able to go through with the section. Adeline, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm sorry, it's the network.
Okay. All right, let's see if I can share from my side here. Just let me
Yeah, I
know.
think we share from the I would appreciate.
Okay, just 1 second here. Just let me know when you do see my screen. Do you see the presentation? Can you see it? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm seeing the screen. Thank you.
Okay, well, you can go ahead and
Okay, so I'm sorry about the break in. It was the network. So when you talk about gender-based violence, what comes to your mind? Or what do you think about gender-based violence? Please let's go to the next slide.
Okay, so you there, okay.
The next one. So we have key ideas or things when it comes to gender-based violence, things that comes to your mind. It focuses on women and girls, people that are vulnerable, physical abuse, psychological abuse, and cultural issues. The next one, please. Understanding GBV, gender-based violence for short. What is gender? Gender is a role or future behavior constructed or considered to a person of female or male. That's what we call gender. When we talk about violence, what is violence when we talk about gender-based violence, what is violence? Violence is an act or a force or a power directed to a person or a group or even yourself is violence. Something that you do forcefully to yourself or to somebody without their consent, that's violence. The next one, please. So we combine the GBV together to give us one word. What is gender-based violence? Gender-based violence is an harmful act or perpetrated against a person's will. Something that is attack or something that is directed towards a person without their consent is gender-based violence. Something that you do something to somebody unwillingly, the person did not agree. That's gender-based violence. The next one. So we have gender-based violence, we have key statistics. A recent one that happened of recent, over the past 12 months, 11% of women between the age from 15 to older or elderly girls or women, approximately 360 million have been intimidated by partners' violence. So these are some of the statistics I was taking from UN Women. Most of the victims are women and girls that have been abused by their partners or their families or relatives or even their teachers. They're being abused. These are recent statistics. So we have data show that nearly 1 in 4, around 25%, adolescent girls, their ages between 15 to 19 have been experienced physical and sexual violence. In 2024, an estimate that over 50,000 women and girls were killed. So the violence, gender-based violence, also leads the victim to death. Because when you have been abused, you've been traumatized or psychological issues, it leads to death. Maybe you don't know how to control yourself. You feel shame, you feel abused, you feel that people talking about you, you start to isolate yourself. Through isolation, and then you die in the process because you don't want to explain to anybody. You explain to people, you feel that you make it worse. People know what happened to you, what you've been through. You feel that you're not getting help. Nobody is hearing you. Nobody is listening to you. Your voice not being heard. So you isolate yourself. Through isolation, it leads to death. The next one. These are signs of gender-based violence. We have physical, we have sexual, we have emotional, we have psychological, and we have economic. So let's go into physical. The next, physical violence is a violence or act harmful, that is harmful to the body. Example, beating, slapping, kicking, that's physical violence. Somebody slap you unaware, that's violence. It could be your parents, it could be your boyfriend, it could be your husband, that's violence. It could be your boss, that's violence. Slapping somebody unaware, that's violence. You're not supposed to touch a person when they are not aware, that's violence. The next one. Sexual violence. Sexual violence, any act without the person consent, like what I said previously. You touch me without my consent, even if I'm married to you, you touch me without my consent, that's violence, that's sexual violence. You abuse me sexually. I'm supposed to agree. I'm your wife. I'm also your friend. Even if I'm your child, I have rights. You're not supposed to touch me unwillingly or without my consent. I'm supposed to be aware. Example, rape, harassment, forced marriage, like for what the Mandingos do. The Mandingo people, the children can be between age 11 to 15, they marry them up. They don't have rights. The children's voice are not being heard. Even if they don't want the person, their parents choose for them. Like for one of my friends, she said she was small when they married her on. When they married her on to this man, the man used to beat her. But every time the man beat her, like she go back to her parents. Her parents can send her back with ratting for them to beat her again because she's not supposed to run away. That's sexual violence. She had no one to explain to. She had no one to listen to her. She feel that she don't have anywhere to go. Only her parents, that's their tradition. So she had to abide by it. She got used to it. Even if the man want to have sex, he will beat her. Even if she's right, he beat her. That's sexual violence. You don't touch somebody without the person concerned. The next one, please. Emotional and psychological violence. Okay, so this one talks about when you were raped, and then you went to the police station with your kids, the perpetrator ran away, you're not getting justice, you became emotionally affected. You start to drain down, you start to worry, you start to grieve because you the victim. You're not being protected. Nobody there to protect you. Nobody there is listening to you. You don't have anyone to listen to. You go to the government, nobody is listening to you. You go to the police station where you think that you'll get justice. You don't get justice. The man who did it to you, he's walking around free day. You see him, that alone affects you mentally. It leads to psychological problems. That's why you see people isolate themselves. Then you in this relationship where you're being threatened. Like for instance, the relationship with the girl, what the girl name? The guy who brought this girl from South Africa and he used to abuse her. She was there because of financial issues. She was there, but she was not reporting. She was not saying anything to anybody because she was afraid that this is not her country. She from another country. She here alone under the man she knows. So she was enduring it till it leads to death. Threat, insult. He had control over her. He threatened her. He insulted her. He also abused her because he felt that he was using cash violence on her. She never had voice. She never had anyone to listen to her. Apparently, she was telling people, but people were not listening to her. People were not giving her ears. They were not giving her attention. They felt that she was living this luxurious life. Everything was fine, but deep inside, she had her own problem. She had mental issues. People were not listening to her. The next one. Economic violence. Like what I stated in the previous one, like what I stated, we don't have like maybe 75% in our country are not working. The people that are working, they are less. So the ones that are not working, we are more. So most of the females, they use their body for source of income. So if you have this man who is giving you money, he's government official, and he tells you, say, don't do this, don't do that, you have to abide by it because he's giving you finances in returns of your rights. He controls you because you don't have money. You don't have resources. He deny you. Like for example, you apply for this, one of the girls asked, you apply for a job where everybody's supposed to apply. Once you qualify, you get it. I can go apply for a job, then somebody tell me, say, before I give you the job, let me sleep with you. No, that's economic violence. It's because I'm not in a position. So you want to use that as an advantage to sleep with me because I'm not in a position. That's economic violence. The next one. So we have causes of GBV. Gender inequality, like what I was saying. Everybody are not equal. Not everybody are not equal because some people, we have, most especially the men, they are more advantage. They have more advantage over us with the females. Most of them working, most of them earning something, they're doing businesses, and we the females, we are less privileged. Most of us, we don't have no source of income. We have no source of income. In the poverty rates is very high. Cultural practice, poverty, lack of education, these are causes of gender-based violence. The next one. The effects. So when a girl or a woman gets raped, they get injured. Like for one case, I listened to one radio, the child got raped and then her womb spoiled. She got injured. How can a child live with this? Depression, low self-esteem. Some people don't have high self-esteem. Some people don't have self-control. Small things can carry them. Small things. You show somebody $50, they feel satisfied. They want to give their body. Family breakdown. My child got raped. No no result, no justice. I went to maybe justice minister ministry more than how many times. Still, I'm not getting justice because nobody know me. I don't know anybody in the government. So it breaks family down. Depression. If the victims get depressed, they get broken, they get sad, they start to isolate themselves because they are not being heard. They don't want to be for somebody to make them shame out there, or maybe in the community they got raped, and then they stay in our community when they walking, some people pointing hands with that girl. It causes stigma. That girl was raped too, and the girl they raped the other day, and the girl, it causes stigma. The next one, please. Examples in Liberia: domestic violence, early marriages, sexual abuse, underreporting. These things happen, we are not reporting it. We table it. Maybe my uncle used to give me money. I think about all the good and forget about the one bad what he did. He used to give me plenty of money. He was paying my school fees. So he tempered with me. My parents, I tell my parents say, "I forget about it because the men are being men, one for a need to sport and blah, blah, blah." And they leave it as it is. We're not reporting we're not reporting these cases. So the perpetrator walk around freely. They feel that what they did, they can do it anyhow, anytime, to anybody. Nothing will come from other areas, especially in Liberia. Once you don't know people, you don't have connection, your kids die. Domestic violence in homes. Domestic violence happens in homes, in relationship. People in relationship, because of what they get in, they stay in there. Their partners beat on them. They finish. My friend from high school, I know my friend. Her partner used to beat her. When he finish beating her, he carry her to go shopping. He give her money. She forget about it. Carry her to the hospital, treat her. From high school, you in this marriage, you been inside from boyfriend and girlfriend till you marry. You say you don't want to leave because of your children in the time you spend in the marriage. So you there, your husband abusing you. You right, he beats you. You wrong, he beats you. You go out, he beats you. You're not reporting it. Early marriage. Your child small, she underage because somebody is up there. They see her. Oh, they went my level. Yeah, I'll be giving her small money. They can't give you money. My level. They give you money. When she reach maybe 12 or 13, you take her over to the man because he's giving you money. Early marriage. These are examples in Liberia happening all over the world. But in Liberia, our cases are way worse. The next one. How do we prevent it? We prevent GBV by educating, by carrying on awareness, educating the smaller ones before they get there, by reporting cases, by enforcing the laws. We have these laws, but it's not being enforced. It's not being enforced. The laws are there, but it's not being enforced. By enforcing the law, by supporting the victims. The person is already a victim. They are a survivor of rape. Rape alone, that stigma. The person they have already been raped, and they don't have no one to support them. Even their family members. That's where depression starts. That's where the person decide to get psychological problems, because I expect my family to be around me in these times. No one there. So you expect them to go on. When these things happen, when they don't have supports or supporters or somebody to guide them or somebody to counsel them in these times, they lost track. They decide to isolate themselves. They decide to go far away where nobody will find them. They will not see or talk to anybody. Equality, everybody not equal. We should treat everybody equal. Whether you were raped, whether you small, you big, everybody should be treated equally to prevent gender-based violence. Everybody should be treated equally. We should enforce the laws. We should report cases, even if the person attempts, we should report it. And when we report it, we should get results. Let the victims get justice. Then it will stop. But if the victim is not getting justice, how do we prevent? How do we stop? How do we stop gender-based violence? If the parents or the victim play their parts, the laws, the government, community dwellers, we all need to play our parts. The next one. Gender-based violence is serious. It affects everyone. We must act together. To end gender-based violence, government, communities, schools, families, religious institutions, and individuals, we must all work together to promote respect, equality, and human rights. We must educate, carry on awareness campaigns, enforce the law, support services for survival, protect the victims. Everyone has a responsibility to speak out against abuse so that we can keep a peaceful society where all people can live safely without fear or discrimination. Ending gender-based violence will help build a stronger families, a healthier community, and a better future for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Peter's Adeline Freeman. That was very powerful and truly remarkable of you. And just to clarify a few things, uh, on behalf of AHA Vision, I just want to make this violent, line or shape or form is wrong, regardless of your position, your status, your tribe, your religion, or any affiliation you find yourself in. It does not matter if you are Christian, Muslim, Gro, or even Nigerian, Ghanaians. Violence is wrong, and gender-based violence is completely unacceptable. Please make sure report any case of violence that you see in your home, in your community, at your job site, even in your church. Please report gender-based violence. It is very serious, and we should all take note of that. So that was a powerful one from Adeline B. Freeman. Well, we will open the floor for questions and answer. And our speaker is on gear, and I believe she's ready to answer all of your questions. So please, if you have a question, you raise your hands, and you can put in your question, and you'll be allowed to speak out. Thank you.
I think Jeff got a question. He raised his hand.
Yes, please speak out. Please speak out, Brother Jeff.
Yes, thank you. It's not actually a question, but a comment. Um, I have been encouraged to join this movement few months from a childhood friend, Matthew Gay, and it was just tonight when I put on my internet and I saw this uh, meeting going on and decided to join. And let me appreciate Adeline and all of you guys for bringing up such a sensitive topic because gender-based violence, we are all affected, as she said it, whether boys or girls. We can recall a few months ago in Liberia where at some ministry, a boy was defied. Just imagine, a boy was defied. These are some of the issues. These are some of this the situations that are confronting or that are facing when it comes to gender-based violence. So girls are affected, boys also are affected. But one thing I like followed in Adeline's explanation was she was only focused on the girls. Boys also, boys also. There was a young guy who was sodomized in Liberia. You know about it, or Joe, if you can recall that. You know about that. So it should be a two-way street, not only girls, but boys also, they are victimized. So just a comment.
Thank you, thank you. I believe that Miss Adeline Freeman, she did get your comment. And Adeline, if you have something to say, then you can just highlight on it because we have question from Hawa and Syria. So please.
Yes, I accept that. Sorry, I was focusing on girls and women mainly because mostly women and girls are mostly affected. That's why, but I know boys too can be affected. I'm aware of the case in Liberia, the boy that was some sodomized. I'm aware, but mainly the girls, women and girls are mainly affected because we are not shown enough. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was powerful, but please make sure that always include us because we ourselves we can be affected. Gender-based violence is not just one-sided. Thank you. And brother Jeff, I mean, thank you. You spoke on behalf of we the men. So we have a question here from Sis Hawa Sambulai, and she say, what or who are the main driver of gender-based violence?
So the main drivers of gender-based violence, that's why I said the main people that are affected are women and girls. They are the main people that mostly being affected, women and girls. I don't know if if her question is being answered correctly. If not, I can go back again.
Okay. So sis Hawa Sambulai, you are live. If you want to improvise on your question more, or if it is just it, then we can move on to sis Sarah Nelson, who says that what strategy should one put in place to reduce gender-based violence related, stigma in communities? So what are those strategies, you think
So
that they can put in place?
yes, thank you, Sarah, for that. So what I stated was we should carry on awareness. We should protect the victim. Once we protecting the victim, it will not feel like they are being raped or stigmatized by, oh, this person was raped. Because the victim is being vulnerable, they are not being protected. That's why you see in communities, the victims, people it's like bullying, people bully them, people shame them. But in doing that, to reduce it, we should protect the victim, the survivor, we should protect them. They need us in these times. We should protect them. We should carry on awareness. We should shame the perpetrator. We should report it. We should get justice for the victims to reduce it.
Okay, that's powerful. Sis Syria Nelson, hope your question has been answered. So we have a gentleman here
That's why
on iPhone.
that's why I said we should all work together. So if we can work together, everything will be okay. The victim will not feel like they are a victim. They will feel like they we all are one. They will not think about what happened.
So let us take a question from the iPhone. No, your name is not spelled out right. So just iPhone. He has his hands up. So you can unmute yourself and speak out, please.
Um, Let me make the correction. It's now a gentleman. I'm a lady. I'm a female. Um, so thank you so much for the presentation. At least we had the opportunity to learn from you. But you stated that gender-based violence should be about awareness. It should be about people speaking up for the victims, people that have been victimized. But how do you think we can put stop to gender-based violence in Liberia? Most specifically with our community, our government, that we are not getting justice. Justice is not being served. Mostly cases are taken to the police station, and the case does not go anywhere. They don't involve judges. They don't do anything. The people that is responsible for those crimes, they are not being interrogated. Everything just go, probably they just cover it. Do you think we can actually get rid of gender-based violence in this country? And you talk about awareness. I saw I saw advocates for gender-based violence. How many awarenesses have you carried on to help the environment and the kids that are being traumatized from sexual harassment?
So that's two questions. Firstly, like I said, we should carry on awareness. In doing that, we should be consistent or persistent. We can go there one time because it happened to John Brown. We go there to the police station one time, then we go to Justice Ministry one time, or maybe 2 or 3 days. We can't go back again. We get tired. We got to be consistent. If we're not being anything you want to do in life, you got to be consistent. If you're not, so if you fail the first time, it doesn't mean that you try it and the next time it will not work. Because we are not being consistent, we need to work together and be consistent. If we go there the first time, it didn't work, it doesn't mean that when we go back the second time, it will not work. If we are working together as a team, as a community, it's the government business. Gender-based violence, everybody business. It could be the minister child, it could be senator's son or senator daughter. It's everybody's business. So we need to work together. If we do it, maybe because the person here, some people have strong spirits. So if it happened to them, you will see the crowd, you will see that more people will come out to mobilize for that victim. Then maybe if it happened only a day or two, and everybody forget about it, because in Liberia, something happened, it can only be had for 1 or 2 days or maybe a week, then we forget about it. We not talking about it, we're not going back to the police station again, we're not going back to Justice Ministry again, we're done with it. We got to be persistent or consistent because we need results. We need results. If you want results, you can say that reluctantly, or you can just try something one time and say, because I go to school one time, I'm pastor, I'm going back to school again. No, you gotta go back.
Okay, that was powerful, and hope your question has been answered. So we have Brother Thomas B. Cooper. He has a hands up, so you can please unmute yourself so that you can put forth your question, please.
All right, thank you very much. Um, First of all, I would like to appreciate the presenter who just presented, Miss Freeman or Mistress Freeman.
Miss,
I have a comment.
okay.
Okay, I have a comment. That might end with question as well. First of all, I would like to honor if let's say gender-based violence is a global crisis. Affect at least the unprivileged. By the unprivileged, are discussing those who has unequal right or unequal power based on the dynamics, those
Yeah.
who are harmful, those who consider as harmful or harmful people, maybe the Sogos and maybe some of those people who are less privileged, like I said. So even a system gap, all these things, there are things that are leading to gender-based violence. So I would like to understand if truly, because as long as we live, unequal power will remain. So I would like to understand if truly gender-based violence can actually be stopped worldwide or in Liberia. I talk about our own place in Liberia.
Thank you very much for that. But to be honest, it cannot be stopped, but it can be prevented. It can be reduced, but it cannot be stopped totally. Because we have the rural area where people don't even know about cell phones, and people don't even have current, people don't even have food to eat. It cannot be stopped, but it can be reduced or prevented. Your question answered? Okay. He says answer correctly.
So, if you have a question, please, the question, and to the chat, so please make sure that you sign in.
Gary, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. So yes, I say the attendance sheet has already been dropped in the chat, so please make sure to sign in. And if you have a question, please put forth the question, at least three more questions before we can give the floor to our speaker to give a pattern statement.
I do have a question if I can, if I may.
Yes, sure, please.
And my question is to Miss Bernice. There are a lot of questions that have been on the flow so far about ways that, steps that we can actually take to reduce the impact of gender-based violence in our society. A lot of the questions in which Adeline have answered too. I wanted to, give you the opportunity to see if you would want to make some comments about some of the statements that she had made and some of the questions that have been asked towards her. That would be my question to you.
I wasn't getting you.
Jerry, can you
I
repeat
wasn't
my
getting
question
what
to
you
her?
said. I'm not getting you.
Okay, so the question was direct to you, Mr. Douglas. If you are online, can you just repeat the question quickly for her?
Yeah, I just wanted to hear her response in terms of all the questions that were posed to Adeline, if she have any comments towards some of the discussion so far.
No comments.
Okay. All right, so she say no comments. So any other question? Okay, so it seems like everyone is okay, and so we will just hand over the floor to Miss Adeline Angie Freeman to give us her parting statement. And also don't forget, you can follow Miss Adeline Freeman. Her social media handle will be shared within this chat, both her Facebook, her TikTok, Instagram, and her LinkedIn account, so that you can see the work she's been doing. All right, so with that being said, Miss Adeline, can you please take the stage and give us your parting comment?
Okay, thank you, Jerry. And thanks to everyone for listening. We learn from each other. And thank you too for your participants. Thank you for listening ears. Thank you for leaving your busy schedule to come and be a part of this learning program. Gender-based violence is everybody's business. It's everybody's business. It's everybody's concerns. Gender-based violence is a social human rights issue that affects individuals, families, communities worldwide, including Liberia, especially women and girls. Gender-based violence limits your freedom, your dignity, your health, and opportunities for development. So we should all work together to end or prevent or reduce gender-based violence. Thank you and good night.
So, I want to say a very big I want to say a very big thank you to you and also to Ms. Bernice Peterson for that insightful and inspiring presentation today. You guys' dedication to advocating for the right safety and youth empowerment of women and girls and boys, including boys as well, were truly, comments, and we appreciate the value knowledge that you share with us today. Please, to all of our participants, I want to say thank you for your active engagement. We encourage you to reflect on today's discussion and continue being advocating for positive change within your community, in church, at your business places, and everywhere you find yourself. Always advocate for gender-based violence because everyone business. It could be your brother, it could be your sister, it could be a family member that is very close to you. Please remember that the attendance form is still here. If you haven't signed up, please make sure and do that because we will use that record to, at the end of the program, to get your certificate all set. And thank you once again. And we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, the same time, and have a wonderful and a blessed evening wherever you are. Thank you. May God bless you all.
Excuse me, Jared. Hello, Jared. Yes. Please. Guide me through the attendance form.
The attendance form is in the chat here, where you see a link in the chat, right? You can just go through the message. Are you there right now? Okay, you see a link there. Just click on that link. It will take you to a Google form, and you will see it.
Okay, attendance sheet for
Yeah, have you seen
YTY.
it?
Okay.
Please, if you guys are also facing the same issue, you can, raise a concern. We are still here. The the link is not opening.
There are so many. Which one are we clicking on? There are so many links in this chat room. There is
Okay.
one there for.
So now I'm sending the link now. So just the one I just sent, click on it again. Let's see. It should work. So while we are doing our sign up, please know that tomorrow we have another powerful speaker, a very powerful speaker for tomorrow. That is, we have Ms. Limon B. Smith, who will be speaking on drugs abuse for our day 3. And we have Alisa, I'm sorry, please pardon me if I mispronounce your name, who will also be speaking on drugs abuse. Tomorrow going to be a very powerful session because this topic is one of the things that is really destroying we, the young folks, both the old, young, wherever sector you find yourself in. Drugs abuse is one of the things that everyone is fighting, just as the same case of gender-based violence. Trust me, you won't want to miss it, and for no reason. Today was very impactful, and same will be tomorrow. So please, uh, have you have access to the form now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So I will stay online until everyone complete their form in case you need help. So So, while we are also doing that, please, you can raise your hand or just put it in the comment section, you know, from today's session, what you have learned, and if you are going to implement that within your communities or whatever sector you find yourself in, you can just step it or you can just send a reaction, making us understand that you didn't just come to be a hero. For me, I'm a believer, whether you are Islamic, you are Muslim, you are Christian, Buddhism, whatever you find yourself in. I believe we all believe in our region, and whatever we learn, whenever we leave, we go out to implement that. So I'm one of the person who definitely going to implement that, maybe in my home, at my business site, even in my church. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes open for any form of violence against both women, girls, boys, and men. So today was very impactful, seriously.
Sorry to interrupt again, but this whole I'm not still. I'm checking this chat room.
You haven't
There.
seen it?
No. I'm not even finding my way.
So I think it's because of the numerous messages. So I'm resending it again for you. I think the other people have already accessed it. So I'm resending it. You can just look there. I just sent it again.
Okay, let me see. Okay.
Does everyone have access to the form now?
Yes, for me, Jerry,
Yes.
I'm done. Or can I go offline now?
Oh, yeah, sure. It was a pleasure having you here and hope to see you tomorrow because tomorrow going to be a very powerful one.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Please bear with me small, Joe.
No problem, no problem.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Jared, on the phone, we're talking about the organization. What are you trying to
Yeah,
say there?
definitely. That was my question to him.
Okay. If you're a member of any organization or, you can just include it. If you are not, you can just leave that open.
Okay.
Oh,
But
okay.
uh, to that, there's an asterisk which says it is like a compulsory or mandatory response.
Let me see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
For
There's
me,
an
let me see.
asterisk before it, before the organization.
Okay, Marco is asking me to resend the form. Okay, so name organization. So you know what you do, just put none.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Yeah, so just put none. No.
And also, there is something I'm saying. What days will you attend? saying day 2, day 3.
So what day did you attend, or what days will you attend?
As I said earlier in my opening statement that it was my first time, I was encouraged by somebody.
Okay, so you can just put day 2.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So tomorrow, same time?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I've just submitted the form.
Okay. All right. Anybody else need assistance? Michael, Marcus, do you have access to it now?
So can I exit?
No,
Yes.
no,
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
seeing
Thank
the
you. Thank
phone.
you, bro.
Let me resend it for you again, Michael.
Okay.
I just did.
All right. Thank you. Or excuse me, or I don't. Can we leave now?
Yes, please. So we have just 3 minutes remaining. So please, whatever you do, just speed up.
I'm done. Oh.
Okay, you can exit. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow at the same time.
Okay.
And please make sure to invite your friends.
I to to follow the what is the link?
Yes, you can forward to your friends, your family, because tomorrow definitely going to be so powerful, discussing
Oh,
about drugs abuse, the DEA and everybody fighting this. So we ourselves now, we have decided to join them, join hands and fight, put stop to this. So yes, you can definitely share it in your group organizations. So we are
okay.
left with 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes, and we will call it a day. Fatumata Benta, is everything okay? Have you completed your form, or are you still facing a little issue? I think Fatumata is already done, and she just here. I'm very crucial when it comes to time factors. So we are left with just 1 minute.
How you doing?
Oh, fine, fine. Fatumata
Yeah.
Benta,
Yeah.
are you done with your form?
No, I haven't done yet. I'll have my phone give it a little bit problem, so I drop out. Yeah, just coming back.
Okay, all right, sorry, but we will be leaving in 1 minute. So if you have a problem, if you have an issue, you are part of the group chat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can just put your question there and I will assist
Can I
you.
leave now?
Okay, no problem.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
It's my pleasure. All right, so we call days a day. Goodbye, everyone. Adelan, Limo, please, right after this, we need to talk, every one of us.